Everybody, clearing. Okay, so on the pre-shuffle, I'm hearing what's coming up next for the divine counterparts. So let's see, what is it next in the journey for the divine masculines? We are getting the Star in the reverse, Page of Swords. So I'm hearing watching you from a distance. I just heard remorse. I heard buyer's remorse, so there might be a little bit of an immediate, oops, I went the wrong way. It looks like divine masculines have gone in a direction that took them away from your connection, whether that's a thought that they've been thinking that began to creep in that doesn't seem to align with you, divine feminine, or another person. Take it how it resonates. It can be anything. It can be a decision for career, living situation. There can be so many different things, but it was a detour. I'm getting that there was a detour and now they're at a bit of a distance in some way. So what's coming up for divine masculines that way? They're looking at what they're going to do about it. It is affecting them. Let's see what we can for advice for divine masculines that are in this energy of having veered off the track. What can we see for divine masculines? Plants, growth, and attraction, magnetism. Okay, so there is some autonomous growth going on here, but it's also becoming more magnetic, more attractive. So yes, even though you've gone in a autonomous direction, divine masculines, there does seem to be some rhyme and reason to it. It feels as though you've needed to become more of your potential in order to connect in a more substantial way with your feminine. Taking one for the team, I just heard. I'm hearing divine feminine say, but they could have articulated that. They could have communicated with me. When we are intuitively guided, sometimes we don't have the justification to tell others why we've done something. Divine feminines, it is good enough that your divine counterpart has done the thing. Actions speak louder than words. Do not control your divine counterpart. If they have gone in their own direction, even without giving you a heads up, that's not your business. That's a tough one to master, but it is a masterful thing that even those abrupt changes do not require an explanation or permission from you, divine feminine. When we are masterful in our own, we instantaneously release those that decide to go in a different direction with our whole heart. That's mastery. It's not for the faint of heart to be able to do that. When the divine counterparts come back, just them desiring to connect again is likewise as much energy as needed. No explanation, no apology. It can be that love-filled that just focusing on each other again or coming back and saying hello is the proof needed to demonstrate that they want to. This is all about humanity learning that we are each the master of our own free will and our choices, and that we are truly free spirits who can come and go as we please without explanation, reporting to others, asking for permission, okaying it. This is a great, great unlearning for humanity, and only twin flame level love is powerful, unconditional enough to help humanity remember we're allowed to do what we want, whenever we want. We are free will beings. The more we trust ourselves, the more we come into the safety of that, the more we validate that, the less obtruse, the less surprising it needs to be, because then we honor it more freely. But when we're just learning these kinds of energies, like we are on a mass scale, sometimes it feels very, very, very shock and awe, because we're picking up on, empathically, all that insecurity in the person making those decisions. And it's compounded on top of the decision. Let it go. It's not personal. It's never personal. How are the divine masculines experiencing this? Knight of Swords, they're on the fence whether they should communicate or not, because the status quo is that they may have done something wrong by not communicating. Even if you're not in a formal relationship, they may feel a soul level affiliation that has been confusing them about whether they are justified in doing what they want to do at the drop of a hat in this connection. Most of these connections are elusive in that they don't have rules and regulations and stated parameters. And so that can be even more sensitive and confusing, because we feel like we owe the person something potentially, and yet at the same time it's awkward because there isn't really anything saying that we do. So this is a beautiful motion for the collective to really look at objectively, how much ownership, permission, requirement do we really have? What is our right over another human being? We are removing the slavery templates. We are removing all of it. It does not mean that we will not honor each other with communication going forward. But there is a mass reset for humanity where we are reclaiming the right to just do what we want to based on our heart's guiding for once. Darn it. Dang it. Dang it. So yeah, the divine masculines are feeling a little bit, I'm hearing uncertain, mesmerized. Their curiosity is piqued as to why they are so spastastic in these relationships, why they are so cat and mouse in many ways. There is a difference between using this as a control paradigm and doing this because they are following intuitive guidance. Learn to know the difference, divine feminines, or people watching this. Sometimes people do these kinds of things to be abusive. And you only know your situation, and if that is the case, if there is malice, if there are mean things, slander, ridicule, judgment, flat out abuse, really low vibe stuff, that's one thing. If that doesn't seem to fit with your connection, please understand that we are autonomous. Okay, what can we see for the divine feminines? What are the divine feminines clearing, working on? Well, we get opening our hearts, these new beginnings with divine masculine moving forward. There is a new level of, well, a new cycle starting with the Ace of Pentacles in the physical. This is a new level of navigating these relationships, these entanglements, these journeys, and continuing to move forward by not being in the scarcity, competition, lack templates, but really bravely saying everybody has the free will, autonomous permission to do them. When something is not engaging with you, engage with the rest of your life, divine feminine. But this is saying that divine masculine is aligning further, even if it doesn't look like it on the surface from what we just saw with the divine masculine reading. So this is a fresh start, a brand new start where you open your heart even further, divine feminines, to be receptive to what you do have, to be ultra present, to be appreciative of true connection. Most relationships are not made of pure true connection all the time. These twin flame connections are pure connection that show up in the physical on all levels when they are in ultimate alignment. And that can blip in and out as it is becoming more and more aligned. When it isn't, it's gone. When it is, it's there. And so I'm getting that this autonomy, this unconditional ride or die energy is allowing for authentic connection to be there when it can, and to completely be good on our own when it's not. What do the divine feminines need to know about this? Building, atoms, and darkness, moon. Right, exactly. So it's the atomic layer, it's the core, the heart, the quantum even, when it is. And it might feel like darkness when it's not. But it's these polarities. It is this autonomy and sovereignty and connection. It's unity and separation. So these polarities will always be in your connection going forward, but you will appreciate the times of alignment more greatly, and you will be less fearful in the times of sovereignty. When it's more obvious, you will be good on your own, happy on your own, regardless. So divine feminines, this is a temperance process. What can we see for how the divine feminines are showing up in the connections at this time? Okay, Ten of Swords, this is the abandonment triggers. So divine feminines and judgment about the karmic beliefs, the too many people being involved, all of it. So divine feminines, you're starting to see that everybody is dealing with a lot in their lives, and it's just really good stuff when things gel, and when they don't, we just do other things. So it's a very go with the flow, easy going. You're becoming more neutral about what things mean, and if it means you're not worthy and all of that stuff. We're really getting somewhere, divine feminines. Okay, let's move into a divine counterpart reading. On this Christmas Eve, where I am at, I'm going to do an overview reading for the connection from divine perspective. So it's not going to be your divine counterpart today. It's going to be divine perspective on what we are encouraged to look at consciously about our journey, about our counterpart, about our hearts knowing and feelings for this connection, and regarding our counterpart, what we might be encouraged to manifest in our own right, and regarding the connection, actions that we are supported to take in our own right and with the connections, what the biggest challenges of most benefit to look at this time, and the solution, and then also the direction of the connection in the near future, so the next 3 weeks or so. Let's get an energetic card. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Conscious mind for the connections at this time. King of Swords in the reverse and the world. So everybody has enough things on their own plate right now to be sorting. We are still in a major old lives to the new lives transition at this time. So any legal matters, financial matters, this is the new year's. We are meant to leave 2022 in the past and step into 2023, taking full accountability for what's on our plate. And we get perspective, ideals, and beliefs. So really put all the lies. This King of Swords in the reverse is lies. It is delusion. It is wishful thinking. It is unkind perspectives. It's all the things that miss the mark. This is a card of sin for those that resonates with. Anything that is not a truth and nothing but the truth Anything that's low vibe, anything that's suffering, we are being asked to continually set the intention to leave that way of thinking, that misguided thing, and all the material realm things, legal things, financial things in the past that resonated with those half-truths or misguided ways of showing up. We are meant to really take accountability, leave that in the past, going forward. What can we see for how we're meant to be looking at our counterparts at this time? We're meant to be resting on this sword of truth, the truth, letting bygones be bygones, letting go of everything. Take full accountability that things have not been fully ready to kick off yet in your connections. This is a card of codependency, so there are still behaviors, ways of showing up that were not ultimately balanced yet in these connections, and we are meant to see how it takes two. How, if it's not coming together, there are things out of alignment, things that we can look at, the ways that we've had certain attitudes or shown up in certain ways, things that we haven't been sensitive to, and the things that prove that the other person isn't in alignment with a connection with us yet at this point. So energy, just looking at energy of it not being time yet, and not making that a judgment or an abuse against ourselves or another, not hurling that kind of low vibe stuff. Emotional transparency, nurturance, and grace. So be honest about the emotions. Don't try and downplay or diminish if you've had low vibe thoughts about yourself or about your twin, or if you've pretended or lied to yourself that there is no low vibe thing at all. It doesn't even have to be low vibe, just even anything that you know you could do better with. Don't bully yourself. Don't also wear rosy sunglasses and say that there wasn't anything better that you could do in certain regards. But it's not about blaming and judgment and ridicule. It's all about nurturance, grace, understanding, progress. So notice where the growth curve is. Notice the reflection that you see in your beautiful counterpart, or anyone for that matter, and seek to understand how it can be improved. Be emotionally transparent with what you're picking up on, and then nurture yourself and have grace and ask for divine grace so that you can see what direction you can continue to grow in. What is it that we can see on the heart space about the connections? Ending anxiety and leap of faith, both in the reverse here, these two cards. So on the heart space, we are still unlearning the ways of the world. We are still letting go of the misconceptions that keep us up at night, that make us worry. We're still purging all of that so that we can show up with light baggage, with no baggage, with an open heart, with a glad heart, and none of the things that happened in the past lives need to be included. That we can just release and show up fresh with beginner's eyes, storage, time, release, and focused force. So things have been releasing slowly as we can handle it, as we can assimilate the lessons, but things have been building towards this new leap of faith that is coming, and it's going to hit quick and swift when it can. When it can kick off, each one of us will know it clearly. We won't have to guess or wonder. We will know it. So stay the course, everyone. What can we see on the heart space for our counterparts? Reciprocity and Knight of Cups. This is self-love regarding what we're ready to embrace. Energy describes itself. We can tell so many different stories about what we think we are experiencing, what we think somebody else is experiencing. But if it's not happening right now in our 3D, nothing but love. Just love ourselves. See what we can be aware of. Let the pain be released because awareness is coming in. This is a growth spurt for all of us so that we have more capacity to celebrate encourage, show up, play. It's all about that, people. Spiral of life, movement, opening, and unfolding. This is the way that we bring it into our center so that we can bring it externally. This is how growth happens. It starts within, and then we exude and interact with our reality. Then we go in, it is a breath, it's a pulse. And so we are meant to be looking on the heart space regarding our person as a counterpart where we do this. It's breathing in the connection. We do have times of spaciousness and then more intensified times of coming together. Let it unfold naturally. Give room for your connection to Source in these times of solitude. And then come back together when you've found those beautiful aha moments and solutions. When you're excited to come back together, that's when it's beneficial to come back together. Not when it's painful, not when it's broken. That's when you're meant to be going to Source. What is the manifestation we're meant to be looking at? Steering our own ship out of the great transformation, bit by bit, baby steps, emerging, stepping onto more purpose-filled pathways, temple of eventual destinies, benevolent spiritual progression, and enlightenment. We're supposed to be emerging with this newfound enlightenment after these times of independent connecting to Source. Just know eventual destinies means the story is not over. There is a reason this person's in your life. Keep an open mind. Keep connected to Source. Watch the miracles unfold. What is it we can see for the actions we're being guided to take? Prince of Swords and Seven of Pentacles. Watch and wait. Watch and wait. Temple of elevated senses, impeccability, advancement, and loftiness. None of us have ever been at this level of progress, achievement, wholeness. And so we are being asked right now, watch and wait, look around you, embrace who you have become. Look back 5 years ago and compare yourself to who you were then and the abundance that's starting to come into your life, the things that are starting to arise as you step into more and more filling those shoes of who you've always sensed you would become. Your impeccability, your true nature, your wholeness is emerging. Watch and wait what will come to you in this energy. What is the biggest challenge for the collective at this time? The Chariot and Queen of Wands. So this is the flow that isn't maybe moving as quickly as some would like. This is the challenge, that it's an inside job, that it has to be a fully secured thing within before you can move forward. There is victory here, but there is a deep internal preparation right now for the becoming. Part of it is walking through the fire in the energetic realms to purify and surrender. We're going through another push of that. I'm getting that this Capricorn season is a deep trial by fire kind of emotion, but we are burning away all of the things we can't take with us, all of the falsehoods, all of the masks, all of the misconceptions, all of the misalignments. Many are starting to see new things emerging, but it may be a little while longer for some before this victory is really seen. That's the challenge. What is the solution? Putting down to the control issues and continuing to go through this process. Here's the phoenix rising from the ashes. So we're in the midst of the great transformation of the first fruits, those who are on track to do this for humanity first, those seers and knowers that have been preparing for this motion on the planet since birth. Our souls know what we're doing, but our human is a little bit outside of that full awareness. And so stay the course. Neutrality, diplomacy, negotiation, and philosophy. Stay neutral about what's happening. Don't tell yourself that whatever is happening that doesn't feel good right now is the be-all, end-all and your fate forever. This too shall pass. Stay neutral. Understand that it's coming through us. Change requires change. What is the direction of the connections in the near future? Seven of Wands. This is bravery. This is the torch bearers. This is specialization. Eight of Coins in the inverse. You will see an increased capacity. I'm hearing for many at this time of year in family gatherings, you're going to see yourself speaking differently, having different subject matter topics. You're going to be finding more solutions. You're going to be more generous, more helpful. You're going to be more playful. Pay attention to that. This is the new, more expanded, more loving version of yourself that's more present. Look at how much more present you have become. Do you remember a time in the past when there was more internal dialogue, where you were more unhappy with where you were right in this moment, where you just wanted to get to the next thing, or you didn't want to be there? You were scattered and there were so many thoughts in your mind. Notice there is so much less of that now. The divine is saying for all of us, we are becoming clearer. We are becoming more essential. We are putting that stuff down. We're becoming more potent, of more earthly good. And it is this way of the energetic ascension that humanity is going through. Emotional equilibrium and compassionate non-attachment. So we are balancing out our own emotions. That's the inner work. And then we are able to go forward bravely because we don't perceive that we have so much to lose. The only thing we have to lose is the missed opportunity to be fully ourselves. Okay, many blessings. Bye for now.